Imagine spending like 20 hours researching, drafting, and polishing this absolute masterpiece of a blog post.
Oh, we've all been there.
Right. You finally hit publish, and then an AI instantly scrapes the answer, shows it to 1 million people right at the top of their search window, and sends exactly 0 clicks to your website.
Yeah, 0.
It's brutal.
It is. So the question is, why would you, or, any business for that matter, ever keep writing?
Well, I mean, that is basically the defining existential crisis of the internet right now.
Seriously.
And honestly, if your metric for success in 2026 is still like raw page views, you should probably just shut the server down and save yourself the hosting fees.
Just unplug it.
Exactly. Unplug the router.
Yeah.
But we're not actually going to tell you to do that today.
No, definitely not, because we got our hands on some truly fascinating research from Stellipop.
Yeah, the management and creative consulting agency. Right, them. And their perspective completely flips this whole doom and gloom narrative on its head. So, the mission for today's deep dive is to look at their findings and discover why the business blog isn't actually dead.
It's really not.
It's just that its entire job description has radically changed.
Yeah, the job has evolved.
So, okay, let's unpack this, because looking at this source material, I realized we've been asking the wrong questions entirely.
We absolutely have, because the article points out right away that asking, are people still reading, is a trap.
A total trap.
It's a question rooted in this outdated metric of success, assuming the internet still works the way it did like a decade ago.
Which it clearly doesn't.
Not at all. To understand the blog's new job, we really have to establish a baseline reality of how user behavior and search mechanics have evolved.
Okay, so right out of the gate, Stellipop points out 3 specific things that essentially assassinated public confidence in blogging.
Right.
And we all know the first one, it's AI summaries eating the click. We literally just talked about it.
Yeah, you ask a question, Google AI overviews or Perplexity answers it, you never click the link.
Boom. Done. We don't need to belabor that point. But then there's the second factor, which was the massive flood of generic AI-generated posts.
Oh, the spam. It was everywhere.
Everywhere. Anyone could spin up 10,000 words in seconds. And that effectively trained readers to distrust long-form text by default.
Which created a massive trust deficit. Like, you click a link today, and your immediate subconscious reaction is suspicion.
Yep. You assume a machine hallucinated the entire page until proven otherwise.
Exactly.
But the third factor is what really caught my eye because, frankly, it's our own fault.
Marketers ruined it.
We did. It's the fact that businesses are still writing what the source text brilliantly calls 2016 SEO cosplay.
I love that phrase. Which is such a vivid, accurate term for what we see out there.
It really is. It's this content stuffed with keywords, completely devoid of any real opinions or worldviews.
It's just written for an algorithm that hasn't existed in years.
Right. And reading one of those SEO cosplay posts today, it's kind of like being trapped at a networking event with someone who isn't even trying to have a conversation with you.
Oh, that is a great analogy.
You know the type. They aren't listening to your problems. They're just awkwardly shouting dictionary keywords at your face like synergy, optimization, B2B solutions.
While you're just trying to find the exit.
Exactly. Just shouting in the desperate hope that you'll pay attention to them.
Well, what's fascinating here is that your networking analogy perfectly illustrates the mechanical failure of the old strategy.
How so?
Because bad blogs stopped working, not blogging itself. That keyword shouting approach at the networking event, that actually used to work.
Oh, right. Back when search algorithms were basically just primitive filing cabinets?
Exactly, just looking for matching text strings. If you said B2B solutions the most times, you won.
You got the trophy.
But today's answer engines just don't work like that. Furthermore, the source material points out a hard truth we tend to ignore, which is that human readers were already rarely reading cover to cover anyway.
Wait, let me stop you there because that's a huge point.
It really is.
Even before ChatGPT existed, we were a society of ruthless skimmers.
Oh, absolutely.
You scroll until you see a bold header that looks vaguely relevant, you read 2 sentences to see if it makes sense, and you bounce.
Precisely. So the idea that AI came along and killed this deeply engaged, scholarly cover-to-cover B2B readership.
It's a complete myth.
Totally. The readership was already fragmented and impatient. AI just exposed the weakness of generic content. It stripped away the illusion.
Okay, but this brings us to a massive paradox, and it's kind of the core of what we need to figure out today.
Let's hear it.
If human cover-to-cover reads are dead, and traditional clicks from search engines are being intercepted by AI overviews,
right.
I'm looking at this and thinking, how on earth does a brand actually win?
It's a fair question.
If the AI is standing between the business and the customer acting as this, like, omniscient bouncer, how does the business survive the transaction?
By changing who they are trying to influence and how they understand authority.
Okay.
The Stellipop text makes a profound pivot here. It argues that AI didn't kill blogging.
It raised the bar.
Exactly. It raised the bar. We are looking at a fundamental architectural shift from the concept of ranking on a search results page.
To being referenced.
Yes, to the concept of being referenced by the AI.
Wait, referenced. So the AI becomes the primary consumer of the content, not the human.
In the initial discovery phase, yes. Think about how an AI tool like Perplexity actually functions.
Okay, I'm thinking about it.
When it synthesizes a topic for a user, it doesn't just invent the answer out of thin air. It has to pull from foundational training data and live web indexing.
Right, it's aggregating.
And what does it mathematically prefer to pull from? It looks for highly structured, quotable sources.
So it's not looking for fluff.
No, it looks for direct answers, tight definitions, and semantic clarity. A well-written blog post that actually provides a strong definition gets cited by the AI.
While the vague, meandering think piece does not.
Exactly.
So it's looking for the complete opposite of that classic 1,200-word recipe blog format.
Oh, the recipe blogs.
You know, the ones where the author spends 4 paragraphs talking about a summer vacation in Italy before finally telling you how much flour to use?
Yeah, the AI ignores the fluff entirely. And this brings us to what might be the most critical quote in the entire Stellipop article.
Let's hear it.
They write, "Blogging is not about being read. It's about being trusted, cited, and reused."
Okay, I have to push back on this.
Go for it.
Strongly, actually. Let's look at this practically. Say I'm a business owner.
Okay.
I read trusted, cited, and reused, and I look at my analytics dashboard. If the AI gives the user the summary, and the AI provides the answer, and nobody actually clicks through to my website.
Right, you see zero traffic.
Exactly. How does my business win? I didn't get the traffic. I didn't get them to see my shiny new pricing page.
Yeah.
I just got a microscopic footnote at the bottom of an AI prompt. How does a footnote pay the bills?
I completely understand the skepticism because it is a highly counterintuitive win.
It really is.
But that footnote is the foundation of what we now call AEO, or answer engine optimization,
Oh, you.
right, which is entirely replacing traditional SEO.
Yeah.
When your brand becomes the foundation for the AI's answer, you win the citation.
Okay.
You establish ultimate authority in the AI's knowledge graph.
But I'm still stuck in the fact that they didn't visit my site.
Because you are still thinking in terms of immediate transactional page views.
I mean, yeah, that's how we've always measured it.
But consider the long-term psychology of a B2B buyer. The AI and the buyer are actually rewarding the exact same thing now.
Which is what?
The text calls it terminological consistency.
Okay, jargon alert.
Basically, if you skip the jargon and provide clear, specific frameworks, the AI mathematically calculates your text as a high-confidence node.
So the machine trusts you.
It trusts you. Now, when that buyer eventually hits a wall, when their problem becomes too complex, too expensive, or too risky for a simple paragraph summary generated by an AI,
Oh, I see where you're going.
who do you think they are going to seek out for the actual human consultation?
Right.
The generic brand they've never heard of, or the brand that the AI has repeatedly, consistently cited as the definitive source code for their problem?
Okay, I see the mechanism now. It's an anchoring effect.
Exactly.
You are cementing your brand as the authority in the buyer's mind, using the AI as your validator long before they are actually ready to whip out a credit card.
Exactly. You are the source material.
Yeah.
The AI is just the delivery mechanism.
That is a massive mental shift.
It is. But recognizing this completely changes your production mindset. Because if your goal is now to be cited by answer engines rather than just farming cheap human clicks,
The way you create content has to shift.
it has to. The old weekly word count ritual, where a marketing team sweats bullets trying to churn out 500 words by Friday afternoon just to keep the blog looking active.
That has to die.
It has to die.
Well, good riddance to the Friday afternoon panic publishing.
Agreed.
So if we are killing the word count ritual, what are we replacing it with? Because the Stellipop text introduces this concept of content infrastructure,
Right.
which honestly sounds incredibly industrial, like we're out there laying down pipes or pouring concrete.
It's a very deliberate metaphor, though. Think about a bridge.
Okay, a bridge.
A bridge isn't meant to be consumed. It's meant to support traffic and connect 2 points reliably.
Okay, I'm with you.
In this new AEO model, you don't need 50 flimsy, disjointed blog posts.
Okay.
You need one robust pillar post that acts as the structural engineering for your entire marketing ecosystem.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because when I look at the buyer journey the article maps out to explain this, the whole philosophy finally clicked for me.
It's a great example.
It really is. It paints the scenario. You're targeting a prospect. They see a snippet of your content repurposed into a carousel on LinkedIn.
Right, top of funnel.
Exactly. And they don't buy immediately, obviously. But weeks later, they get an internal referral, they remember your company's name, and they search for you.
Because of that initial anchor.
Right. They land on your site. But they don't read your whole site. They skim exactly one highly specific blog post that addresses their exact niche objection.
Yep.
And based on that single post, they book a consulting call.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of buyer psychology, we see exactly why this infrastructure model works.
Why is that?
Because B2B buyers today do not read vendor blogs for entertainment.
Oh, definitely not.
They read them to verify.
To verify. So the blog is essentially a pre-sales credibility check.
Precisely. That one post they skim is either going to cement their confidence in your expertise or it's going to trigger their risk receptors.
Let's dig into why, because the text is pretty clear on this.
If they land on that page and see generic platitudes, the kind of fluff an LLM could have written in 3 seconds, they perceive risk.
Yeah, it screams, we don't actually know what we're doing.
Exactly. In B2B, nobody gets fired for hiring the undisputed expert, but they do get fired for hiring a vendor who sounds like they're guessing.
Right. If your post just says, marketing is important for growth, I'm immediately closing the tab.
Exactly. But if they see real decisions, honest trade-offs, and proprietary frameworks...
Things that prove you've actually been in the trenches.
Yes. Things that prove you've solved this specific problem before. That specificity signals safety.
It almost seems like you have to make it glaringly obvious who your advice is for, and maybe even more importantly, who it is absolutely not for.
You have to.
Because if you try to write for everybody, you're writing for nobody. And the AI engines mathematically don't know how to categorize you.
Right, so they just drop you from the citation pool entirely.
Which brings us directly to the execution phase. We know what the goal is now. The blog's new job is to build infrastructure, feed the AI, and pass the human verification check.
That's the trifecta.
But how do you actually do that in 2026? How do you survive when literally any competitor can use a generative tool to produce a 10-point listicle in 5 seconds?
That's the million-dollar question.
And the playbook section of this article is ruthless in answering it. It sets a baseline rule. Generic content is instant content, and instant content is worthless.
Utterly worthless.
So to survive, your blog needs inputs that an AI simply does not have access to.
Like what?
It needs your proprietary internal data. It needs client patterns you've observed in the real world over the last 6 months.
Things a machine can't know.
Right. It needs those honest trade-offs you mentioned. And it desperately needs a real distinct editorial voice.
Because think about how an LLM functions at a technical level.
Okay.
It is a prediction engine. It predicts the most average, statistically likely next word based on historical training data.
Keyword being historical.
Exactly. By definition, it cannot generate truly original insight or report on a trend that happened in your industry yesterday.
It's mathematically impossible.
Right. So if a post lacks original insight and specific examples, it's not going to earn human trust, and it won't earn AI citation.
It will just exist.
Entirely unread, taking up space on a server. It is dead weight.
So the playbook tells us exactly what we should be publishing instead of dead weight.
Let's hear the playbook.
We shouldn't be publishing generic stuff like what is sales. We should be publishing problem-solving guides.
Yes.
We need decision pages that help buyers navigate complex choices. We need comparison posts that aren't afraid to admit where a competitor's product might actually be a better fit for a certain use case.
Oh, that honesty is so powerful. And the physical structure of these posts is just as important as the topic.
The formatting.
Yeah, you have to remember that you are writing for 2 fundamentally different audiences simultaneously.
The human skimmer and the AI extractor. Let's talk about that structure, because the formatting rules Stellipop lays out seem almost too simple at first glance.
You do, boo.
Sharp H2 headers, short paragraphs, direct first sentences in every single section. why is it so rigid? I mean, where is the room for creative writing?
This is where we have to look under the hood at how AI actually reads a page.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's take those H2 headers. Why do they matter so much? It's because of how large language models and answer engines parse semantic HTML.
Semantic HTML.
Right. When an AI scrapes a web page, it doesn't read it like you or I read a novel, letting the narrative wash over us.
It's not looking for flowery language.
No, it looks for hierarchical structured data. It assigns a significantly higher mathematical weight, a higher confidence score, to the text immediately following an H2 tag.
Wait, really? Just because of the HTML tag?
Yes, because the semantic HTML structure literally tells the machine, this sentence is the definitive authoritative answer to the heading above it.
Oh, wow, that makes so much sense.
It's how the bot organizes the world.
So if my H2 is a clear, specific question that a buyer would ask, and the very first sentence below it is the direct, jargon-free answer.
You're feeding it exactly what it wants.
I'm basically handing the AI a perfectly formatted puzzle piece.
Exactly. You are reducing the computational friction for the AI.
Computational friction, I like that.
If the AI extractor can easily park that structure, it grabs it.
And cites it.
Yes. Now think about the human side.
The human skimmer.
Right.
Okay.
The human skimmer scrolls down, reads that same H2, and gets the value in the very first sentence without having to dig through a wall of text.
They trust your expertise immediately.
Because you didn't waste their time. Both audiences, the machine and the human, are satisfied by the exact same structural discipline.
So what does this all mean for the metrics we actually care about?
Well, everything changes.
Because if I go to my leadership team and say, good news, we're building content infrastructure to reduce computational friction for LLMs.
They are going to look at you like you have two heads.
Exactly. So if we aren't looking at page views and session duration anymore, how do we prove this is working?
The article argues we have to evolve our dashboards just as aggressively as we've evolved our writing.
Okay, what are the new metrics?
We need to stop obsessing over top-of-funnel vanity metrics and start measuring qualified leads. We need to look at branded search lift.
Meaning, are more people typing our specific company name into Google because they saw us cited by an AI earlier in their research phase?
Precisely. Did the anchor work?
Got it.
We also need to measure sales cycle acceleration.
Oh, that's a big one.
Are deals closing in 30 days instead of 60? Because our content infrastructure preemptively answered all the buyer's objections before the first sales call even happened.
So we're looking at assisted conversions.
Yes. The blog post might not be the last thing they clicked before handing over their credit card, but it was the crucial trust-building step in the middle of the journey.
Because chasing raw page views with thin, generic posts is just a fool's errand now.
A total waste of time.
Those businesses are bleeding resources. They are getting ignored by human readers who don't trust them, and they are getting ignored by the AI engines that mathematically filter them out.
Lazy blogging is finally dead.
It really is. But the businesses that are treating their blogs as a genuine trust asset, as a highly structured knowledge base designed specifically for AEO,
Those are the businesses that are pulling ahead.
the bar has definitely moved. It requires so much more discipline now, but the opportunity is massive if you are willing to adapt.
Absolutely massive.
Creating a blog today is far less about being a writer in the traditional romantic sense of the word.
Right.
It's about being a highly organized architect of your own expertise.
Yeah.
You are structuring your knowledge so that machines can parse it and so that humans can trust it.
And if you are listening to this right now, I would strongly challenge you to audit your own reading habits, or more importantly, your own company's content.
A little self-reflection.
Exactly. Look at the last 3 things your team published. Are you still producing 2016-era SEO cosplay?
Just shouting keywords into the void, hoping an outdated algorithm will notice.
Or are you building robust, structured content infrastructure that provides real-world data, answers specific questions, and earns its place as a trusted citation?
It's a tough question, but it's the only way forward. However, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today, building on the mechanics we just explored.
Let's hear it.
We started by acknowledging that AI is doing all the reading and summarizing for us.
Right.
But think about the new rules of writing we just discussed. Sharp headers, brutally direct sentences, highly rigid structure, and absolutely zero fluff to reduce computational friction.
Yeah, writing for the machine.
Right. So if AI answer engines will only cite the most rigidly structured, highly specific, and brutally clear human content.
It begs a bigger question.
It does. Are we training the AI to think like us, or is the AI actually training us to write more like machines just to be heard?
Oh, that is a fascinating thought to leave on.
Keep seeking out the signal in the noise. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.